just like that, Christmas is over, and I cleaned up the tree. And I was just thinking, as I was taking everything down, I was thinking about all the feelings that I had when I was preparing for Christmas. It was Christmas 2 years ago, that it was kind of like a really kind of eye-opening experience for me, that I was sick and that I couldn't do everything that I used to do. And so now it kind of has become this pivotal moment where I look back and I go, okay, this is the third Christmas now, and what is it gonna look like? The first year, my brother came and he brought me a tree, and now we've gone 2 years and I've been able to go into the bush. This last year, as you were with me, that was the furthest I've made it into the bush, which was awesome. And so there's just little things that are just like, it's exciting. I feel like there's some progress. When we were decorating the tree, I was definitely missing my kids. And so there's a part of me, when I was putting all of these ornaments on the tree, there's a part of me that was missing, little memories of where my son would hang the star on the top of the tree, and usually the whole entire tree would just bend down. And it made me sad that they weren't there, but they were extremely busy trying to get into their new house, which they did. They were able to finish it and move in before Christmas, and that was very exciting, but I still miss them. And now I was taking all these decorations off the tree, and I was reminded again, and this is something that I say to myself quite often, is when I'm preparing to go into a really difficult season or preparing to do something extremely hard, something that I will always say to me or say to myself is that one day I'm going to look back on this, and it could be within minutes of me getting it done, but I'm going to look back on it and I'll be able to say it was just a season. And I've done that very often as a singer. When I'm nervous about singing something, I will be able to say to myself, you know what, that season, like, I will go there, I'll sing it, and then it will be done, and I will have learned something through that season. And this was one of those seasons again where I knew that eventually, it's just a tree, it's just decorations that have many wonderful memories, but it's okay that you're not always creating those same memories over and over and over again. There's always new memories. And so it was actually special, just me and Sheldon going out to get the tree, decorating the tree together, and being able to share those moments together. But that's done. And I'm sure you guys still want to know what happened to part 2 of the story, the community garden story. I want to share that with you today. So now, in preparation for year 2023, so this will be my second year of having a community garden on our property, we have decided to expand. We are going to do a lot more gardening. We're going to have a lot more vegetables that will be available to the people that are in need here in the local community. And something that's been really neat is that we have had the nursery that was supporting us last year. They actually got in contact with me about a month ago, beginning of December, and they actually gave me a brand new offer that they wanted to actually pre-order the plants that I would need for the community garden, and that we would transplant those plants with them earlier in spring, and that we would be able to actually plant our garden well on time, not waiting for just the leftovers, but they wanted to give us their best. That's really exciting for me. After that meeting, I had like 2 days, and I just kind of gathered up all the information that I could gather from last year, looking back at what I produced, what produced well, what the community kind of eats, like what is their diet. It doesn't really help much to plant something like eggplant out here in this area. People won't know how to put that into their recipes. Many people don't actually like the flavor of eggplant. And so I had to go back to the very common kinds of foods. And so we're planting things like potatoes, and we are gonna do cabbage again. We are going to do lots of peppers and tomatoes like we did last year, but then we're going to be adding something more greens and more herbs. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because I wanted to offer the community some everyday, very simple, nutrient-rich foods that they would be able to just put into a salad or something like that. And as I've been doing my schooling, I've actually learned a ton about how you can incorporate greens and herbs and those kinds of things into your diet that will actually prevent many diseases that that are very common around here. And so I want to not only just provide, you know, fresh vegetables for people, but I actually want to help them and go a step further and actually help them with nutrition, literal education if they want it. And I will be able to help them kind of plan their diets better and be able to integrate the things that I am growing in my gardens. I'll be able to integrate that into the foods that they are getting from our gardens and putting them onto their own tables. So I'm very, very excited about that. I'm about halfway through on my schooling, and so I'm learning a lot. I've already been able to make great changes in my own diet that has really helped me. I have also gotten in touch with this community center that's actually helping people that are struggling in life, whether it be addiction or something like that. And we are going to be providing produce for them this coming year. But we've also been talking about, they asked me if maybe possibly I would even be able to offer them some education, because I have been learning about the value of food when it comes to anxiety and depression and suicidal thoughts, and how you can actually really hone that all in with the diet that you have, that you're actually helping your body to not only produce energy for movement or health in that area, but you're actually helping your body produce health mentally as well, so that you can be mentally stable and make decisions in a very healthy way. I didn't know that this was going to be added into the schooling that I was taking. And so it's really exciting to see that I'm not only going to be able to help people that are dealing with diseases, but I'll be able to help people that are also dealing with addictions and mental health issues and those types of things. And so that just blesses me so terribly much. So going back to the nursery that I've been dealing with and working with over the last year, they have also kind of become like a mentor to me, and they suggested that I go a step further and that I ask around to actual suppliers. So the nursery would still be considered a middleman, where they're still getting their supplies from somebody else. And so they encouraged me to go out and to connect with some other suppliers so that I could go directly to them and that they could get involved in a special way as well. And with that, I have already been in contact with one company, and they are going to be supplying corn for the community garden. We've never done corn here. When I sent out the email asking them if they wanted to get involved, they were very quick in getting back to me, and they said that they wanted to donate 5 pounds of corn seed. So me, be completely oblivious. So I grew up on a farm where we were doing field work, where we were planting corn, but like, what would 5 pounds look like there? And I've done gardening, but I'm getting like little seed packets of corn. What does that all mean? You know, I don't know what 5 pounds looks like. And so I went to my brother. My brother has a market garden, a CSA garden, and I knew that he planted corn for his customers. And so I asked him, I said, what does 5 pounds of corn look like on a property, like on an acreage or something like that? And he told me that he only plants 1 pound of corn in a year for his customers. And so 5 pounds is a lot. Finn's growling. He's obviously seen a squirrel outside. So yes, 5 pounds. 5 pounds of corn. That's a lot. And so we've been talking around, having other conversations. I have 3 older brothers. So Chris, the one that you've met in the past, he was the one helping me with figuring out the amount that the corn was. And now I've been in contact with my brother Dave. I need to let Finney out 1 second. So my brother Dave, he is my oldest brother, and he actually owns a large dairy farm that is right across the road from us. And so it's been a blessing. Him and his wife, they've actually been a huge help to us. They come here and they use the tractor to shovel the snow at our place. They are helping us with getting hay for our animals and that kind of stuff. So they're really involved in just helping us survive and thrive here on our little farm. And so we've actually been talking about possibly opening up some of their acreage that isn't being used right now so that we can plant the corn there, and he would help us with all of that. So fingers crossed, eyes crossed, toes crossed, everything crossed that works. But I'm really, really praying that that will be a good step for us. And then we will be providing corn here locally for people in need. There's a couple more companies that I am getting involved with yet. I don't have any contact with them as of yet, but it is still the beginning of the new year. It's not like we're planting everything like right now. So I'm excited to see what will happen. We might be able to get some bean producers involved, and that we could be growing beans here on the property. The nursery that I'm involved with, they have already, they will be helping me with green beans and with yellow beans, which I've never had for the community garden. And then they're helping me with the greens and the herbs as well. So I'm super excited to see that this is all happening, and that this next year is just going to be a very full year of lots of growing and that kind of stuff. So last but not least, obviously we're expanding our garden space, and I don't know exactly how much we're gonna need yet, but you have seen that we have started, we moved the new greenhouse over into its new location. It is on a pad of concrete. That is now we're going to start working on that. We have yet to put a metal roof on it and install all of the windows. So I have been busy trying to work out some kind of diagrams with the windows that we have right now. So this is the front of the building. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. Right now I still just have it on pencil lines, but you can see there is a door right here, front and center. And then we have the windows. The windows are about 2 feet up. That's where they're starting. And then we have 4 windows over here on this side and 4 windows on this side. And then we have another window here at the top. All 9 of these windows are all the same size. And these windows we already have. But what you're seeing here at the top, you might see there's a dot there, a dot there, a dot there, a dot there. I might have to go a little bit closer just so that you can see. There's a couple of dots here that you can see. And basically what I'm doing is I am already trying to test out windows that I have found. So these windows, this door, these are all things that we have right now, but we have to buy more windows because we've actually expanded the height of the front of the greenhouse. And so we have brought it up this much further. Originally, we were only going to have it up about this high. And I think this was like 9 feet or something like that. And now it's gone up to 12 feet high at the top. And so we have now changed the roof of the greenhouse, which was originally going to be some kind of plastic or something like that. And now with the angle that we have, we can bring everything up, and the angle of the roof is just going to be a lot more steep. And so we will be able to add more windows, but I have to shop for these windows and I have to go find some windows. So as you can see, I have a couple dots in place. These are windows that I've already found that are very likely going to be a good fit for the greenhouse. And so then from a side angle, I have the side angle right here. These are the windows that we have. So this is up a little bit higher. This is starting, I think, at 3 feet. This is right here. This is 2 feet. And on the sides, we're going to actually start at 3 feet because I'm not as concerned as the sunshine that's all going to be coming into the building from the sides more than I am concerned from the front. And so right here, we're probably going to have counter space, which will be up basically at this height. And likely we'll have a potting bench, and all of those things are going to be along this side of the wall. So I've been able to bring the windows up a little bit higher. And these are the windows that we have. So this is what we have times 2, as I've written right here. So we have 4 of these windows and we have 2 of these windows. And so again, we might possibly get some other windows or even exchange this window with a new window if I find something that I like. You know, online, I'm buying used old windows. So I'm looking on Kijiji and all of those fancy places. But then again, what you're seeing here, this is the front of the building. This is what's going to be facing the actual garden. And then this is on the 2 sides. This is the 2 sides. So what you're seeing is we don't actually have I don't have anything drawn for the front of the greenhouse yet. So we'll have a sliding door on there, very similar to what we have on the barns, or on the barn and the garage. But we also want to have windows there. And originally I was going to be putting these 2 windows, because we have 2 of these. We were going to put those on the front, and now I moved them here because I'm trying to fill more space. But I might possibly just go buy some other windows that we will be able to put on the front of the greenhouse. So I don't have any drawings of that, but we are getting close. We are now to the point where we would be able to install all of these windows and this door, and we would be able to close up the roof. And so we are going to be doing that now in the next month and a half. So I'm going to keep you posted. There's a lot more that's going to be happening here on for the community garden. I'm just very excited to see that there are other people that really want to get involved and help. And I have volunteers, many people who want to volunteer, and I'll need them. I'll be taking a group of volunteers with me to the nursery when it's time to transplant the plants, and we'll be transplanting with the nursery. And so I'll need a couple volunteers for that. But then I will also need volunteers for watering and for planting and transplanting and all of that good stuff. That's going to be happening in June on all the way through to September. So I will be looking for volunteers to help. I already have a lot of generous people who are eager to get involved. We will be doing harvesting every single week. We will be delivering every single week. We will be watering multiple times throughout the week. I have heard from the company Healthy Straw. They still want to donate straw, and so it will help a lot with watering and weeding. But we will need people here for weeding and those kinds of things. So this is all just going to take time. Volunteering and managing volunteers is actually something I'm very comfortable with. I've done that for years. And so I'm excited that it's all going to be happening here on the yard here at my place, and that I'll be able to work with so many wonderful people. And hopefully, what I'm hoping is that I will be able to start bringing people that maybe are going to benefit from the community garden. I'll be able to bring them in here, and I'll be able to have them gardening with us. That is like a major hope that I have. I don't have any confirmation on that. That's just me dreaming. And maybe you want to pray alongside me and help me get this going, because I would love to have those that are benefiting from the garden to come in here and to actually plant and to grow and to weed and to water alongside me, and then take vegetables home with them. I think that it will be a great time for them to learn, and then maybe be able to open up a piece of their property or even some pots in their apartments or homes and start growing vegetables for themselves. So I don't know what's going to all happen, but I will tell you this much. This is not all on my doing. This again only started with me asking one question, and a company or 2 companies last year, actually 3 companies last year, just being inspired to do it alongside me. And I am so thankful and so grateful for that. And I cannot wait for what's going to happen now in 2023. It's nerve-wracking, but it's very exciting. This is much bigger than me, especially when I think about my health. And I'm thankful because summers, I don't struggle with my health nearly as much as I do in wintertime. And so I'm excited about that it's like during my strongest months, I'll be able to be out there with a bunch of people planting and growing and harvesting and blessing a bunch of people that really need some of our help and some of our inspiration and just relationship and friendship. And so I think I'm going to leave it at that. I will keep informing you on things that are going on, update you whether I get in touch with other companies that might want to get involved. But at this point, things are up and rolling, much bigger than me, and I'm excited. So God bless you all, and I want you to remember, you might have some limitations in your life, but that doesn't mean that you're limited. God bless you. Have a great day. Bye.